Hello, how to solve this equation? We have n power 2 minus n power 2 equals 9. We have n times n equals 3. We are solving for the value of m plus n. We are looking for m plus n. That's what we are looking for. So what we can do is, let's expand this. This is difference of two squares. Power 2 here, and there's minus here. So I'm going to have m plus n times m minus n. And this equals 9. Remember, difference of two squares, if you have a squared minus b squared, this equals a minus b times a plus b. So I just applied this right here. And also we have mn equals 3. So what we are going to do next is, at this particular point, I can decide to make m plus n the subject. So I'm going to divide each part of this equation by m minus n. So I'm going to have m plus n times m minus n equals 9. I divide this by m minus n. I also divide this by m minus n. So this cancel this. That means you are going to have m plus n equals 9 divided by m minus n. Now, what you need to do again is, if you consider taking the squares of both parts of this equation, so what are we going to have? Let's take the squares. I raise this to the power of 2. I raise this to the power of 2. So what will happen here is that you need to expand this. So this will give me m squared plus 2 times mn plus n power 2. And this equals this. We are going to have 9 power 2. That is 81 divided by m minus n raised to the power of 2 will give me m squared plus n squared. Then we have minus 2mn. So at this point, we can cross multiply this over 1. I can cross multiply. So this will multiply this. And 81 will multiply 1. So what we are going to have is 81 times 1. That is 81. And this equals m squared plus 2mn plus n squared times m squared plus n squared minus 2mn. Now, remember, we have mn equals 3. Mn equals 3, so let's substitute it right here. So we are going to have, here we have mn, we have 3. Let me write it here, mn equals 3. We have 81 equals, this is m squared plus 2 times 3 plus n squared times m squared plus n squared minus 2 times 3. So from here, we are going to have 81 equals m squared plus 6 plus n squared times m squared plus n squared minus 6. So from here, we can simply have this as 81 equals, let's rearrange this and have m squared plus n squared plus 6 times m squared plus n squared minus 6. So we can decide to multiply this out. We are going to have 81 equals m squared times n squared. That is m power 4. M squared times n squared. That is m squared n squared. Then we have m squared times negative 6 is minus 6m squared. Then we have this one, n squared times n squared, m squared. That is plus n squared, m squared. N squared times n squared, this is plus n power 4. Then n squared times negative 6, so we have negative 6n squared. Then I can continue here. Let's go to 6 times n squared. We have 6m squared plus 6 times n squared. We have 6n squared. minus, we have minus 6 times 6 times 6, that is 36, and this minus 2, that is we have minus 36. So we have 81 equals, what will cancel out? 6m squared, cancel 6m squared. Negative 6n squared, cancel this. So what we are having left is m power 4 plus n squared, m squared plus n power 4. Then we have minus 36, right? So what we can do here is we can have 81 equals, we can express this m power 4 as m power 2 raised to the power of 2 plus n squared, m squared plus n power 2 raised to the power of 2, and this is minus 36. Now, if you consider this is in the form of a squared plus, and don't forget this, I think we needed to add this. If you observe, there is m squared here, n squared, and there's n squared, m squared, so it is going to be 2. We have 2n squared, m squared. Have you seen it? 2n squared, m squared. So this is 2. The coefficient here is 2n squared, m squared. So if you observe that this will be a squared plus b squared, then we have plus 2ab. This is in the form of a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, and this equals a plus b to the power of 2. So if you consider this identity, that means we can simply express it as, we have 81 equals, this is m squared plus n squared raised to the power of 2. Because if you expand this, you have this, and we have minus 36. So right there, what we can do is we can simply make some adjustment. We can easily move this negative 36 over here. So we move this over here. We have 81 plus 36. And this equals m squared plus n squared raised to the power of 2. So from here, 81 plus 36, this will give you 117. And this equals m squared plus n squared raised to the power of 2. So in order to remove this square here, we take the square root, and square root of 117 equals the square root of m squared plus n squared to the power of 2. So what happened here is that this will cancel this, so we have plus or minus square root of 117 equals m squared plus n squared. Have you seen it? So we can simply say that m squared plus n squared equals plus or minus square root of 117. Now, that means we can simply express 117 as product of 9 and 13. So we have m squared plus n squared equals plus or minus square root of 9 times 13. So square root of 9 is 3, so we have m squared plus n squared equals plus or minus 3 root 13. So we have this equation right now. Now what you can do is to consider this other identity. If you have m plus n raised to the power of 2, this equals m squared plus n squared plus 2mn. Have you seen that? Now we have m squared plus n squared here, which is this, and we know our mn, so we can have our m plus n. So let's do that. We have m plus n raised to the power of 2 equals this will be, we have plus or minus 3 root 13 plus 2 times n. Mn is 3, remember? Then we are going to simply have m plus n raised to the power of 2 equals plus or minus This is 3 root 13 plus 6. So that means we have two values here. We can have m plus n raised to the power of 2 equals, this will give us 6 plus or minus 3 root 13. So from here, we can easily take the square root of both part of this equation. We take the square root of this, and we take the square root of this. The square root cancels the square. We have m plus n equals, this is plus or minus. Then we have the 6th root of plus or minus 3 root 13. So now, but here is something here. If you observe this, this is plus or minus. So this means that we can have two different solutions here. At this point, let me point it out for you. You know, we have m plus n equals, this is plus or minus square root of 6 plus or minus 3 root 13. That means we can have m plus n equals plus or minus square root of 6 plus 3 root 13. Or we have m plus n equals plus or minus square root of 6 minus 3 root 13. Now, if you observe this, this will give us values greater than, this is positive, m plus n is positive, while this will give us value greater than 6. So this would definitely give us negative. And this positive cannot equate this negative. So that is why this particular solution will be neglected. So the only solution we have, the only real solution is plus or minus 6 plus square root of 6 plus 3 root 13, which is this one here. This solution is the correct solution, guys. So that is it. So that is how you can solve this problem. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you, and see you again.